Good morning, guys. Thursday morning, let's get ready for what's looking like another crazy-ass session. So, market, guys, big drop here over the past few days. We're breaking below the 15 MA, the 50 MA, and it looks like we're heading towards the 200 this morning. Now, who could have seen a drop like this coming? Anybody whose head isn't up their ass. Take a look at VIX, guys. When this thing is spiking above 16, just like we saw a few weeks ago, just like we saw it end last week, we know trouble can be around the corner. Historically, when the VIX is above 16, just go look at a chart of the SPY, guys. It's either choppy, and then when VIX is up here 28, 30 plus, we tend to see the market roll over. The last time the volatility index is up here in this 30s was back in 2018. I got to remind you guys what the market looked like in late 2018. You get where I'm going with this? So when we see these big spikes in volatility, nobody should be surprised by this. Given the news hanging above our heads, the coronavirus, etc., that gives you even more reason to not be surprised. So the big picture has been pointing to this drop for a few weeks now, guys, right? How come all of a sudden gold's making all-time highs? How come all of a sudden TLT's making highs? And again, when that VIX is closing above 16, we want to be prepared for weakness, choppiness, and just an overall sketchy-ass market. So we've got more weakness heading into this morning, and here's what's been working, guys. What's been working the past few days, and in the group here, been killing it with this focus. What we've been focusing on, guys, here is identifying the next major level of support, which we're calling trigger levels, right? Waiting for the market to break below that level, and then looking to take action. When the ES can break below a big level of support, right, which we're calling a trigger level, it can trigger moves to the downside and everything else. And let's see here. All right, so we're posting these right here in the chat. Right, so what we were looking at, guys, heading into today was the 3091 level and the 306950 level. We knew if we couldn't hold 3091 after hours, we could make a move down towards 306950. So we go take a look here now at ES, guys. All right, and our big trigger levels that are coming from the daily chart. Check out this drop. When we drop below the 3212 level, the team killed it because that was a big time level of support for ES. It's been support, or was support, for all of 2020. When that broke there, guys, on the 25th, opportunities all over the place. Apple, Google. What's cool about that drop is you pretty much could have shorted anything in the market. 10:30 in the morning, when we're breaking that trigger level, and you're making some good gains. So what we were looking for, guys, heading into today, we've got the 3091 support right here. Nice bounce, nice run, nice bounce, nice run. We knew if we held above 3091, potentially we could see a bounce this morning. If that level of support can't hold, what's the next logical stop, right? It's that previous accumulation level. So we identified the bounce right here at 306950. Now, if we can hold up at 306950, we could make a bounce, right? So we're just trying to, if then statements. If we can hold 3091, could see bounce. If we can't hold 3091, likely to see 306950. If we can hold that, likely to bounce back towards 3091. If we can't hold that, likely to drop down to 3050, which is the 200 SMA. If we can hold up there, we could likely bounce. If we can't hold up there, we're likely going to 3029. We can't hold up there, so on and so on and so on, guys. So today's focus, and we're going to start the pre-market live stream here in about 20 minutes. But what I'm going to focus on today with the Focus Trades group, the 40, 50 of us who trade live together, all of our decisions are going to be based upon what the ES does here. And right now, because we're hanging above that trigger level, 306950, that's going to be the initial focus. Now, early out the gate here, guys, VIX is going to be very telling. We could potentially see a bounce if and only if VIX begins to fade very hard. If VIX holds up steady or even worse but continues to bounce, market's not going anywhere. Simple as that. So what we're going to be looking for potentially is a drop under this 306950 level, a drop below our trigger level, and then a nice little quick flush, guys, down to 3050, which is the 200 period SMA. Now that could lead to a bounce, but if that's broken, like I just showed you guys, that could lead to an even bigger drop down towards this key 3029 level. And if that doesn't hold up, basically looking for a move down to 3000. So whether we take bounces today, whether we go long, short, all of those decisions, they're based on the big picture here, guys. So here's a simple trade idea for today that you can use with your focus on the market. If the ES fails to hold up above the trigger level at 30.69.50. And if we begin to roll towards the 200, here's a good looking short move on Apple. Right? Apple's given us a clear level of support. If this level can't hold right here, 285.30-ish, we're likely seeing a drop lower, guys, right? Where would Apple likely drop? Previous accumulation level. You got some support right here, and you got some support at the gap. So if the market rolls over to the 200 and even drops lower, very easy for us to see Apple coming down quickly towards 277. So if then statements. If the market rolls below support, Apple could break below its support. If Apple breaks below its support, could drop quickly to the previous support at 277. Right? You put all those pieces together, guys, that's what gives you a good trade opportunity. So as we roll into the open, we take a look here at Apple, and you can see we're breaking that level and holding just underneath it. So what we can look for, and this isn't advice, not telling you to do this, not saying I'm going to do it, just throwing ideas out there, right, to give you ideas of how you can prep for the session. Pay attention first to VIX and pay attention first to the ES. If the VIX doesn't begin to fade, if ES can't hold up above support, if things begin to roll over, this is a nice short entry under that key level here for Apple. You can jump into some puts here and kind of use, a rebound back above 285.30 as your exit should the trade not work. Could see a quick move down towards 277, guys. So these are the things that have been working over the past few days. Identifying big trigger levels of support for the ES, waiting for the market to make a move off of that level, and then quickly attacking the individual names as they follow suit. If you are looking for bounces, guys, which I am not, but if you are, and we take a look at yesterday, we come down to our important level here of 30.90, right, which was support. Now we're stuck underneath it, but yesterday, that was our key trigger level. So we knew we could see a bounce, we could see a fade. Ultimately, the bounce failed, but when we did get the bounce off of support, right, what's Apple doing? That's your short little window of opportunity to catch Apple bouncing off of its own level of support. It's all the same shit, guys. So those are things to focus on today. Let the ES be the driving force behind your trade decisions. Market begins to bounce off of a key level. Maybe there's a little window of opportunity to catch a bounce in the leading names. ES begins to drop below support and head towards the 200. There's a good window of opportunity to short the leading names under their key levels of support. I wish you guys the best of luck if you haven't already subscribed. And if you're not in the Focus Trades group yet, click the link in the description, guys. The group is only $10 a month. We're working hard every day, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in there. Stay safe.